Have you ever pulled out leftovers from the fridge, popped them in the microwave, and felt good about saving time? What if I told you some of those reheated meals might be quietly harming your body, raising your risk of cancer, or even impacting your brain health? Today, we're uncovering 5 common foods that health experts advise you should never reheat. You might think of these as healthy, but science shows that reheating changes their chemistry in ways that could harm you. It's not about fear, it's about knowledge. Because avoiding just a few unsafe kitchen habits could protect your health and energy for years to come. So stay with me to the end. Not only will you learn which 5 foods to avoid reheating, but you'll also understand why, based on real medical research. Once you know the risks, you'll be better prepared to protect yourself and your loved ones every single day. 1. Spinach, a healthy green that turns harmful. Spinach is one of the most popular greens. It's full of nutrients, easy to add to omelets, soups, or casseroles, and considered a superfood. But there's a hidden danger when you reheat it. Spinach contains natural nitrates that are harmless, and even beneficial, when eaten fresh. Nitrates support healthy blood flow and help lower blood pressure. But when spinach is stored and later reheated, those nitrates can break down into nitrites, and then into nitrosamines. Nitrosamines are a serious concern because they've been linked to an increased risk of certain cancers and even neurological damage in scientific studies. This process happens quietly, with no warning signs. For older adults, the risk is even greater. As we age, our bodies are less effective at detoxifying harmful substances, which means reheated spinach can quietly work against our brain and cellular health over time. So what's the takeaway? If you're cooking spinach, eat it fresh or enjoy it cold the next day. Avoid reheating it, especially more than once. This small shift could have a lasting impact on your health. 2. Potatoes, a comfort food with a hidden risk. Potatoes are America's favorite comfort food, whether mashed, baked, or roasted. But did you know reheating them can quietly disrupt your health? When potatoes are first cooked, their starches soften and are easy to digest. But as they cool, these starches change into resistant starch, which is harder for the body to break down. That alone isn't bad. Resistant starch can even help balance blood sugar. The problem happens when cooled potatoes are reheated, especially in a microwave. This creates an ideal environment for bacteria like Clostridium botulinum to grow if the potatoes were stored improperly, for example, wrapped in foil and left to cool slowly. These bacteria can't always be seen or smelled. And once ingested, they can cause serious digestive issues and even release neurotoxins. For older adults, the impact is greater because of weaker immune and digestive systems. The takeaway? Serve potatoes freshly cooked whenever possible. If you must store leftovers, keep them in airtight containers, not foil, and reheat thoroughly on the stove rather than the microwave. And avoid reheating them more than once. If you thought reheating eggs or chicken was harmless, you're not alone. Most of us do it without a second thought. But as you'll see, these everyday habits could be slowly damaging your health in ways you'd never expect. 3. Eggs, protein powerhouse or hidden threat? Eggs are a breakfast staple. Scrambled, boiled, or fried, they're packed with protein and nutrients. But here's the catch. Reheating cooked eggs, especially in the microwave or at high heat, can quietly turn this superfood into a health hazard. When eggs are first cooked, their proteins undergo a process called denaturation. They unfold and realign into a structure your body can digest. But reheating those proteins a second time alters their structure again, forming compounds that are much harder to process. This process also leads to the formation of oxidized cholesterol and the breakdown of sulfur compounds. Studies link these changes to increased inflammation in the body, and over time, inflammation is a known contributor to heart disease, memory loss, and even dementia. Let's say you boiled eggs on Sunday for a week's breakfasts. By Tuesday, you microwave one for 30 seconds to warm it up. Seems harmless, right? But those quick reheats add up, and your body begins to feel the effects silently, especially as you age. The better option? Eat eggs freshly cooked. Or if you prepare them in advance, enjoy them cold in salads instead of reheating. It's a simple change with big benefits for your heart and brain. 4. Chicken, lean protein with a surprising twist. Chicken is one of the healthiest proteins out there, lean, versatile, and perfect for meal prep. But reheating chicken isn't as safe as it seems. When chicken is first cooked, its proteins are transformed into a structure your digestive system can handle. But reheating it, especially unevenly in the microwave, causes those proteins to toughen. This makes them harder for your stomach to break down, leading to digestive discomfort and even low-grade inflammation over time. And here's the scary part: chronic inflammation isn't just about bloating or discomfort. Medical research links it to serious long-term issues like Alzheimer's, joint pain, and cardiovascular disease. Picture this: you roasted chicken breasts on Sunday and reheated leftovers for lunch on Tuesday. It's efficient, but over time, your body pays the price. So what's the solution? Try to cook chicken fresh whenever possible. If you must reheat it, do so gently on the stove at low heat, and avoid microwaving to preserve its quality and reduce health risks. 5. Mushrooms, earthy, flavorful, and fragile. Mushrooms are a nutrient-dense food packed with antioxidants and immune-boosting compounds. But they're also one of the most sensitive foods when it comes to reheating. Here's why. Mushrooms are made up of complex proteins and enzymes that break down quickly after cooking. When you reheat them, especially more than once, their proteins degrade into compounds that your digestive system struggles with. This can lead to bloating, sluggishness, and even oxidative stress in the body. Oxidative stress is one of the driving forces behind cellular damage, chronic inflammation, and age-related decline like memory loss. Think about it. You make a delicious mushroom stew, save leftovers for the next day, and reheat it in the microwave. That odd, rubbery texture and muted flavor? It's a sign the food's integrity has been lost, and so have some of its benefits. The takeaway? Eat mushrooms fresh when possible. If you store them, keep them in airtight glass containers and reheat gently on the stovetop, or enjoy them cold in a salad. A wake-up call for everyday cooking. Reheating these 5 foods might seem like a minor issue, but small choices in the kitchen often add up to big effects on your health. By avoiding these hidden risks, you're giving your body the care it deserves, especially as you age. You've just learned about 5 common foods that can quietly become harmful when reheated. But let's pause for a moment and ask, why does this matter so much? As we get older, our bodies naturally change. Digestion slows down, our immune systems weaken, and our cells become more sensitive to toxins and inflammation. Small habits that seemed harmless in our 30s or 40s, like tossing yesterday's spinach soup in the microwave, can have a bigger impact now. And here's something else: the connection between your gut and brain health is stronger than ever. Studies show that poor gut health is linked to higher risks of memory loss, brain fog, and even neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. That's why every bite matters. These silent risks are often overlooked, not because they're unimportant, but because they don't show up right away. But over time, they can quietly chip away at your energy, your focus, and even your future. So the goal isn't to make you afraid of your food. It's about giving you simple, science-backed tools to protect yourself and feel your best every single day. Here's the truth: your body has worked hard for you all these years. It deserves care, attention, and respect. And often, the biggest changes come not from massive overhauls, but from small, consistent shifts. Like choosing not to reheat that bowl of spinach. Or checking how long those mashed potatoes have been sitting in the fridge before warming them up. Or deciding to enjoy yesterday's boiled egg cold in a salad instead of nuking it in the microwave. These little decisions may not seem like much, but for your body, especially as it ages, they can mean less inflammation, more energy, and clearer thinking in the long run. So as you go about your day, ask yourself, how can I handle leftovers in a safer way? What small changes could I make in the kitchen that my future self will thank me for? Final thoughts. What surprised you the most about these 5 foods? Have you been reheating any of them without realizing the risks? And more importantly, how will this new understanding shape the way you prepare meals moving forward? This isn't about fear. It's about empowerment. Simple, practical knowledge that helps you live healthier, longer, and stronger. Your body is your partner for life. Treat it with the care it deserves, and it will reward you with energy, clarity, and resilience for years to come. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to share them with friends and family who could benefit too. Together, we can spread awareness and help more people make small changes that lead to big results.